All right, back with you tonight on In Focus. Workers at Mr. Sweet in Germiston, southeast of Johannesburg, say they are suffering financially since they embarked on a wage strike last month. They are demanding a minimum wage of 19,500 a month, but the company is offering a 4% wage increase. Lumka Bekindawo has more on that story.
Nearly 400 workers at Mr. Sweet in Germiston have been on strike since the 19th of August. They claim they have been asking for salary increases since 2022, but the company has refused to increase their wages.
We have been on strike since the 19th of August. Still there's no answer. There's no reply from our employer. And it's very hard to survive, because now the salary that we got this month, it wasn't enough also. And we are still crying that we need a wage adjustment, a salary that you can be able to live with, so that you can be able to save something. We've got kids. You know that school fees is expensive, transport, food. You know these days it's even hard to afford a basic food basket. It's very expensive. So it's very hard to survive.
We struggle. It's not easy for us to survive, but we have to stand together in this struggle to get what we want, because our families are suffering. It's been more than a month now we are outside. These people doesn't want to pay us. How can you work for a company for 22 years, but you get less than 10,000 rand?
The spokesperson for Simunye Workers Union, Jacob Botlake, says managers at Mr. Sweet have been ignoring them ever since they started protesting over wages.
We want him to shift from the percentages to come to the rent, because we don't understand the percentages, how do they work. We even ask him to just to elaborate to us, just to explain, in fact, how much the 7% to a rent is. Also himself is failing to give us that amount. So we already know how much it is. And that money, when we convert it to the rent, it goes back to the provident fund of which workers are paying for. So it means nothing. 480, it's nothing for these workers, and they don't have a basic salary. So yeah, it's either he talks rents or not. If he doesn't, and then we will keep on, striking outside here.
Meanwhile, the Good Samaritan who support the strike have been providing lunch to the workers, and they have been queuing outside the premises of Mr. Sweet every day to get this one meal, as they are struggling to make ends meet. Newzroom Afrika tried to reach out to Mr. Sweet about this strike, but the company declined to comment. This week marks a month since the workers have been on strike. These workers say their employer does not care for their well-being. They say that instead of increasing their salaries to 8%, he is now offering them 4%. Now they say they will not stop protesting up until their demands are fulfilled. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I am Lumka Bekindawo in Germiston.